name's Larry Ewart, here with Atomic Baits. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about using float material in your plastic. And a little trick that I have come up with, or that helps me, is I pre-make my plastic and add the float material. And as you can see, it turns it pretty white. And some of the things that have come up when making baits and adding your color is when you add the powder of your float material to the plastic, of course white is going to really lighten up your colors, whether if it's a light color getting lighter or a darker color getting lighter. And what seems to work pretty good for me is when I have the color made and I've taken the float already pre-made and just adding it to the amount that you need to require. And in this case, this has all been pre-measured out. We'll add the rest of that as it cools down. But normally you take a scoop, a tablespoon size, to 4 ounces of plastic. Now, of course, the more your bait needs to be buoyant, whether if it's in a frog or if you're making the Ned rig sticks, maybe for or anything as far as that goes, you can adjust the material as needed. Now, as you've seen, that had lightened up some. I already have some other green to add to it to stay consistent, but by doing this, it seems to be easier to come back to the original color that you are looking for here, whether if you have this, if you're doing multiple baits or if you're doing just stuff for yourself. And I found it a lot easier to make the material. Now, you said that we've got several different things here that we're doing, but today we're doing the frog. And as you'll see right here, we take this out. Always make sure that you got your material stirred in really well, because you want an even, you want your material nice and even when you mix all this up. Now, see, we can, as this is cooling down, we can take the rest of what was measured and we can add it right in there. Another trick that can be applied, and normally you don't use any like these wooden tongue depressors or anything like that because it causes air to fill into the plastic. But in this case, since it doesn't really matter, as we're looking to have our baits buoyant as it is, it's fairly, it will help out in your keeping your baits buoyant. Like I said, I've just found it over time that heating up your plastic and then adding the float, like I said, it's a tablespoon per 4 ounces. You can adjust that if you don't really need it that buoyant. If you're looking just to have your claw appendages or something to float up a little bit and stuff like that, you can get away with probably a scoop to 8 ounces if need be. But if you're making anything top water or that needs to be up on top, or like in the case of the little Ned sticks like we have over here, these little fellas here to stand up as you want when you put them on a mushroom head, or if it's the actual Ned rig systems or whatever you want to hook it up to. I've just found it a lot easier that when you pre-mix it and then mix your color in, or if you already have the color made. In this case, I had a guy that wanted 2 different things, so the leftover we just added the float to it and pre-mixed it. And as you'll see here, the color tends to hold a lot truer, and that way you don't have to go back with more of your pigments and stuff, and makes them and sticks right to the original. We can put that right there, it ain't gonna hurt it none. But as you can see, it is fairly stayed to the green there as it is to the green here, and just have to add a little bit more. But hopefully that'll help you guys out. Name's Larry Ewart with Atomic Baits. Tight lines, guys.